Hello. Before we get into the world of hot tea, and we'll start really looking into some of the combinations between water and tea, I just want to give you a bit of a background of the role water currently plays in the tea industry. And normally, when you ask somebody like, well, what kind of water are you using to make tea? The answer is normally, well, it should be clean water. It should be water which does not disturb the brewing process. So normally, when we use water in the tea industry, it should be very low mineral content, below TDS of 40. So that would be the super low minerality category on the water side. And it should be have somewhere a pH level of 7, slightly above pH level of 7. And that then normally gets a water which really brings out the characteristics of the tea, because the star in brewing tea is really the processed tea leaf, and really the flavor characteristics a tea master is really intended to bring out in that particular tea. But in a moment, that's pretty much the feedback you get is we'll try to use clean water, try to use water with low minerality, with a neutral pH, and you're going to be fine. And when I had my studies with the Tea Academy, it really, when we learned about the role of water in teas, it really struck me that it's so limited, and I always felt that there's some more opportunity in really bringing in the water element into the world of tea and exploring that. And I think the studies with the Fine Water Academy really allowed me to explore that and really come up with new ideas, and really trying to see like how can we enhance that. I mean, to me, to go to a customer and to present them and saying is, well, this oolong tea was brewed in fresh spring water, sounds to me so much better than just saying, oh, it was brewed in water. And I think there's an opportunity to use different elements, different stories, different terroirs of water, and make them relevant to the tea industry. So in this first segment of my presentation, I'll try to look into what are some of these characteristics, and what happens if we stretch, if we go away from the current definition of in the tea industry of just using clean neutral water, and try to mix it a bit up and try to bring in like a more extreme elements into it. As part of this presentation, I also went to my tea friends, to my tea colleagues, and asked them, well, what do you think, what kind of water should we be using in the tea industry? And the response was I think overall a bit sober in terms of the feedback. I was expecting probably a bit more exciting, but the feedback was, oh, just use regular water, like don't worry about what kind of water, even to the extreme that some came back and said, well, fine water is something for rich people, or people who really have too much money and they just want to waste it away. So I think in a simple way of making tea, of the day-to-day way of making tea, I think everybody just tries to use clean water. But I feel that in the world of rare teas, of super high quality teas, to introduce a fine water can do so much more to really the customer experience and really the taste experience. All right, so let's go into dive into the world. Let's make some hot teas, and let's see what the result of some of these experiments will be. See you in a bit.